It was an extension of human curiosity, a pioneer sent into the harshest environment imaginable, equipped with an array of sensors, sonar, magnetometers, high-definition cameras, all encased in a reinforced titanium shell, ready to face pressures exceeding 1,000 atmospheres. It represented hope and a bold step into the unknown. The drone was a sleek, torpedo-shaped vessel, its surface a dull grey. The descent was a slow, methodical process, metre by painstaking metre. Odysseus VI slipped further from the sunlit world. The vibrant blues of the upper ocean faded, replaced by deepening indigos, then by an impenetrable black. Pressure mounted relentlessly, squeezing the drone's hull, testing its very structure, yet its internal systems remained stable. Reporting back to the anxious crew above, each ping of data a reassurance, a sign that all was well. Inside the control room of the Challenger's Hope, screens glowed, displaying the drone's vital signs: depth, pressure, internal temperature, navigational status. The team watched in hushed anticipation. This was more than just a survey. It was a journey into a realm few had ever witnessed, even vicariously. The drone's powerful lights were now activated, cutting swathes through the perpetual night, revealing glimpses of the alien landscape, barren plains of fine sediment, strange, ghostly white creatures, adapted to this extreme existence. Odysseus VI reached its target depth, over 10,800 meters down, the very bottom of the Challenger Deep. Its mission profile commenced. It began its survey pattern, moving slowly across the abyssal plain, its sensors diligently collecting data. The routine was suddenly shattered, without warning. One moment Odysseus VI was transmitting its steady stream of data. The next, there was nothing, just silence. A profound, unnerving silence from the depths. On the screens in the control room, the data feeds flatlined. The green indicators turned an alarming red. Error messages began to cascade across the displays. Signal lost, telemetry disrupted, no contact. A wave of disbelief, then concern, swept through the room. Dr. Aris Thorne, the lead mission director, stared at the main console. His face, moments before alight with quiet satisfaction, was now etched with worry. "What happened?" he demanded, his voice tight. The engineers frantically typed at their keyboards, trying to re-establish contact, sending urgent command signals into the abyss. But the ocean offered no reply. Odysseus VI, their multi-million-pound pioneer, had vanished, as if swallowed whole by the immense darkness. The silence from the deep was absolute. The final telemetry packet received was scrutinized. It showed no signs of system failure, no warnings, no indication of any impending malfunction. The hours that followed the disappearance were fraught with tension. The initial shock gave way to a grim determination. Odysseus VI carried invaluable data and a black box recorder, similar to those found in aircraft, designed to withstand extreme conditions. This recorder held the key, the final moments of the drone's operational life. If it could be found, the prospect seemed daunting. A recovery mission was immediately authorized. Searching for a small object in the deepest, darkest part of the world's oceans. It was akin to finding a needle in a continent-sized haystack. But the potential rewards were too significant to ignore. The team had to improvise, using the Challenger's Hope's own limited deep-tow sonar systems and a remotely operated vehicle, ROV not designed for such extreme pressures. The search area was vast, the terrain treacherous. The crew worked tirelessly, battling fatigue and dwindling hope. Each sweep of the sonar, each dive of the tethered ROV yielded nothing, just the cold, indifferent mud of the abyssal plain. Section 5, Whispers from the Deep, a Fragile Recovery. The ROV Orpheus descended slowly, guided by faint pings, its manipulator arms ready, lights cutting through the darkness. The pressure was unimaginable, pushing Orpheus to its limits. The team watched with bated breath, eyes glued to the feed, searching for any anomaly, any sign of their lost pioneer. Suddenly a flicker on the screen, something metallic reflecting the ROV's lights. A piece of debris, twisted and torn. The debris field was small, suggesting a localized event. As Orpheus moved closer, the beacon's source became clear. There, half buried, lay the black box recorder of Odysseus VI, miraculously intact, or so it appeared. The recovery was a delicate operation. Orpheus's manipulator arm carefully closed around the recorder. The tension in the control room was immense. If the casing was breached, the data could be lost forever. Slowly the black box was lifted from the seabed. The ascent was agonizingly slow. Each meter gained was a small victory. Finally the black box broke the surface. It was brought aboard the Challenger's Hope, a potential key to unlocking the mystery. The casing was dented, scratched, but it seemed to have held. The scientists and engineers gathered around it, a sense of weary triumph mixed with trepidation. What secrets did it hold? What had Odysseus VI witnessed in its final moments? The answers lay within that small, robust container rescued from the deepest, darkest place on Earth. Section 6. The Unveiling, a Glimmer of the Impossible. Back in the laboratories on land, the atmosphere was electric. The black box, though damaged externally, had protected its precious cargo. The data core was intact. Specialists worked meticulously, carefully extracting the memory modules. The process of decryption began. Hours were spent reconstructing the fragmented data streams. The final moments of Odysseus VI's operational log and, crucially, its video recordings. The team gathered around a large monitor. The lights dimmed. Expectation hung heavy in the air. The first images flickered onto the screen. Familiar scenes. The dark, silty plains of the Challenger Deep. The drone's lights illuminating the barren landscape. Strange, translucent creatures flitting past the lens. All as expected. The telemetry data scrolled alongside the video showing normal operational parameters. Pressure stable, power levels good. Then a slight deviation in its course, unprogrammed, uncommanded. The drone seemed to be drawn towards something beyond the range of its lights. The footage continued. Odysseus VI moved steadily forward, its lights probing the intense darkness, then a faint glimmer far ahead. Not bioluminescence, something else. Section 7. City of Phantoms, an Unearthly Revelation. The full extent of the discovery then unfolded, frame by chilling frame. Odysseus VI, seemingly under some external influence or its own advanced AI's curiosity, navigated further. It passed through one of the colossal openings into a vast internal space. The drone's lights struggled to illuminate the sheer scale. Towering structures rose around it, intricate, alien, yet with a haunting familiarity in their design. Spires, domes, archways, all constructed from a dark, unknown material. A city, an entire silent city. It was a metropolis of impossible proportions, stretching for kilometers, lost in the eternal night of the abyss. There were no lights within the city itself, no signs of movement, no inhabitants, just the cold, silent grandeur of its architecture. The buildings were immense, dwarfing anything built by human hands on the surface. Their surfaces were smooth, unblemished by time or the harsh environment, as if built yesterday, or perhaps millions of years ago, protected by the crushing depths. The drone glided through vast plazas, down wide, empty boulevards, its lights revealing intricate carvings on some of the structures, patterns that were not of any known human culture. They were geometric, complex. Section 8. A chorus of disbelief confronting the unthinkable. The scientists in the room were stunned into silence, jaws agape, eyes wide with a mixture of awe and profound disbelief. Dr. Thorne sank into his chair, his mind struggling to process what he had just witnessed. An underwater city, in the Mariana Trench. It was the stuff of wild fantasy, of ancient myths, not sober scientific reality, yet the evidence was there. undeniable, recorded by their own state-of-the-art machine. The implications were staggering, overwhelming. Initial reactions were a torrent of questions. Is this real? Could it be some kind of illusion, a trick of the light and pressure? But the clarity of the footage, the sheer scale and complexity of the structures, ruled out any simple misinterpretation. This was not a natural phenomenon. It was architecture. Section 9, the Mariana Enigma, a silent invitation. The discovery of the Mariana city sent ripples across the globe, though kept from the general public for now. The world's scientific community buzzed with excitement and trepidation. This was a paradigm shift, a fundamental re-evaluation of everything we thought we knew. The city beneath the waves was a silent testament to an unknown chapter in the story of life, or perhaps a story from beyond our world. Its origins remained a profound, tantalizing enigma. What had happened to Odysseus VI, the flash of light in its final moments? Was it a defense mechanism, a warning, or simply the catastrophic failure of its systems in the face of an unknown energy field? The desire to explore, to understand, was immense, but so too was the awareness of potential danger. This was not just an archaeological site, it was an unknown, and the unknown demands respect, even fear. The city itself offered no easy answers. Its silent streets, its towering dark structures, they guarded their secrets well. Were its builders ancient humans from a forgotten epoch, possessing technology far beyond our own, or were they visitors from another star, seeking refuge or perhaps an outpost in the deepest sanctuary our planet could offer? Or could it be the product of a non-human terrestrial intelligence, evolved in the crushing pressures of the abyss? Each theory was as plausible and as incredible as the last. The Mariana Trench, once considered merely the deepest point on Earth, now held a greater significance. It was a gateway,